Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Yes, beautiful day out here in Milan, Friday, the 5th of September. George, it's good to see you. Raji, it's good to see you guys.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, Raji. Good morning, Massive Mac, and good morning, viewers from around the world.
Yes, Raji.
Yeah. Good morning.
Yeah, want to start with Happy Il Malud. Is that how you pronounce it? Il Malud holiday today? Yeah.
I'm not even aware of it. I'm just hearing it for the first time. I'm not really aware of it. Yeah. Anyway, happy Il Malud to all our Muslim viewers, and good morning globally.
Yes, the federal government of Nigeria declared today holiday Il Malud. He says,
Really?
yes, Raji. He says an opportunity to strengthen the brotherhood and promote peace in Nigeria. So everybody's home today, Raji. You woke up, Judge. Raji woke up and he doesn't even know what's up. Okay.
I told you, Raji is a closet Christian.
There's no closet.
He quotes more Bible than Quran. So everything he does is Bible. And I'm looking at this man. You're a suspect, Raji. You're a suspect.
Okay, while the Malud holiday is going on, gentlemen, our president departs, leaves Abuja for a 10-day walking vacation in Europe. We know he just came back from Japan. He went to Brazil. He toured around some other places too. And now he says this is the actual vacation. This is the actual leave. Let me start with George. George, is it all about holiday and
You know, the funny thing is that this is not a laughing matter, because it's a very serious issue. Since he became president back in May 2023, our president Tinubu has spent a fair bit of time outside of Nigeria. How much time, you may ask? Okay. Well, by summer of 2025, he's been over 124 days on trips abroad. By summer. That's a lot of frequent flyer miles, if you ask me. And if you add his VP, the two of them have been away for a combined 180 days on a total trip of 41 trips to 26 countries. Can you imagine that? In less than 2 years. Now, France seems to be a particular favorite, and he's been over there 8 times already in less than 2 years. And adding almost 2 months spent alone there right after the election took place. So he just started another 10 days working vacation in France and UK. He didn't even spend, how many days did he spend between the trips that he just took? I mean, this is part of the reason why I hate this executive type of presidency. Parliamentary system would have put him on a border where opposition will be there to argue these points. But he makes his decision, he does what he does, and it doesn't really matter. And what are you going to do? You can't fire him. Now, the official reason for all of this, most of this travel, which we believe is not true, is all government related. Is diplomatic meetings, economic summits, and signing agreements. He's gone to places like Brazil on trade deals, and Saudi Arabia for forums, and over all African Union meetings. He's been there. The idea is to put Nigeria on the map from other countries. But there, where the problem is a little tricky. There's a lot of folks, including some people that are, like what's his name, Showale. I was reading what he was saying yesterday. I was
Mhm.
saying that not all these trips are, government. They seem, they're suggesting quite a few number of things actually for medical reasons. And
Mhm.
if it's for medical reasons, why can't we know our president? Let us know
Mhm.
now. We need
Mhm.
to. That way, when you go away for medical reasons, we can also pray for you. God hears our prayer also. So please, let's find out exactly the reason why you're going. Working vacation. That means that you're still working, but you're on vacation. We don't
Work
understand.
issue, you're still
We don't.
working, but yes, but we don't understand. George, you broke it down very well. George, I like
Can,
your number.
can,
I like the
can,
number of
can
the
you count
number of
the
trips.
amount of money, the
Mhm.
amount of
Yes,
naira?
that's where we
Then
want to come with Raji. Right, Raji. Um,
Mm.
Trips upon trips. This was the same thing. Buhari, the past president, the late President Buhari did. Now we're seeing even more worse than Buhari. Raji, tell us
No,
from
no,
also
no.
the economic
Mm.
side of it.
Yes, it has been estimated that all the travels of the presidency in the last 2 years have amounted to more than uh, 28 billion naira.
Wow.
28 billion naira just
Hmm.
for travels. And then the president has been on a working vacation more than 3 times in the last 2 years.
Hmm.
When I used to be in employment, we used to go on vacation once a year. The president has been going on working vacations for as long as possible. It is not fair to the people. The amount of money being involved, the expenses, the even the man hours. But I read an article from a friend of mine who said that look, Bola, that's what he calls the president. Bola is just on an enjoyment spree as the president of Nigeria. He's going to be there for 8 years, God willing, going for 8 years. And since he has been going for medical checkup so frequently, he's ensuring that his life will be elongated for as long as possible so that he can enjoy the. But if you are doing all these things and you are making positive impact on the country, yes, people won't bother too much, but the people are suffering. They're suffering on the streets. People are dying. The life expectancy of average Nigerian has reduced by about 10 years since Buhari, since Tinubu came in to exacerbate the problem that have been caused by Buhari. You know, it's quite crazy. And then the lies that the president keep telling us that there are no more borrowing, they are spending more money on infrastructure. We don't see what he's saying. It is not fair to the people.
It's not fair to the people. Thank you very much. George, yes, like you broke down, you really gave good numbers there. They said he's expected to spend time both in France and the United Kingdom before returning. Now, the White House, the State House also said that while he's having his vacation, the governance will continue. I mean, he'll be doing some official things even as he's having his leave. So I want to know, we want to know, the viewers are here. Viewers, if you are interested in this topic, you're free to make your own comments, sending your opinions, sending your comments. It's open while George tells us more. George, go
Yeah.
ahead. So,
So,
mhm,
so what we're seeing here is because sometimes when we report these things, it seems like we're being hard on the government. But this
mhm,
is one of those reasons why recycled type of leadership over these aged men is becoming a problem for our country. They refuse to go. They refuse to allow the younger, stronger, younger people to take over, and that's one of the major problems we're having. They are not people that are maybe in their 40s and 50s and 60s who are more articulate, more vibrant, more energetic, that can take over this leadership and do better things for our country rather than, hand me over government. Okay, if it's my Emila Khan, if it's my turn after you, and all those type of things. It's not good. Think about it. Okay, if the main reason why he's traveling, the reason why he's always gone, is partially for medical reasons. That's one of the disadvantages of putting these older people in there.
Mhm.
These are retired men that's supposed to be elderly statesmen advising the younger generation how to be able to handle the affairs of the country. Rather, they would insist on ensuring that they look at Atiku. Look at how old he is. Now, if he ends up coming back to become a president again, this is exactly what we're going to be suffering. Plus all his wives, plus everything else. We need to stop this nonsense and maybe embrace what parliamentary type of government, where if you're traveling like this, the opposition will openly contend with you, so you can explain the reason why you are traveling and spending our money unnecessarily. It is a very sad situation.
Spending our money unnecessarily. But they will
Yeah.
say that they will tell us since he's on leave, this is what is his entitlement. He has to. He's working for government, so government covers this. Now, guys, it's not just him. Take note, he goes with that huge number, like you said, George. Huge
Yeah.
number of people aid. And I know there's something called Esther Code. There's there's Esther Code paid to all of this aid. We're not talking of small money now. Esther Code to go to France, different aid number of people, to UK, different number of people, everybody on that allowance, everybody moving with our money for no reason, no benefit to the country.
Now, let me tell
Raji.
you something. Okay, quantify this for a minute. Raji, just 1 second. Let's just take this amount of money. Let's just say, for instance, that we have a younger, stronger, healthy president. Let's just say hypothetically, and you cut at least take 10% of these travel bills we're talking about now, 28 billion or whatever the case might be. Let's just take 10% of it and accrue it to what the president is doing. The rest of them, let's use it to build clinics in every geographical location, every parts of Nigeria. Put clinics there, clinics that can be able to check people's blood pressure, give them diabetic medication, high blood pressure. Let the government. This particular money can actually do that in these past 2 years, but it's only being spent on one individual alone. One individual traveling all over the place. Yeah, it's intolerable, honestly speaking.
There's
Sorry.
also
Yes.
there's also
Right.
the matter of a working vacation. A working vacation means then that he's going to be in a foreign country with all the secrets of the country of Nigeria, which will be exposed to sometimes very, very unfriendly foreign government. And even if the government is friendly, you can never be sure what they can use, whatever information they get from you, to do to destabilize you or to work against your country. It is not right. As for choosing old men, Nigeria has been very, very unfortunate. Our politics have not evolved. It has been truncated too many times, and you have had to restart too many times.
Okay.
The first truncation happened in 1962 with the state of emergency in the Western region. Then it was made worse by the first coup and the second coup, and then the civil war, and then all the various coups. And after every coup, Nigeria have had to restart, and we restart with the same people who were there as far back as 1966, whose tenure was stopped. Therefore, we have been many people in government through the system. We have not had any system. Every time we need to restart. Every time we need to restart, we start with the same people who were there before.
Something again small on this issue. What about him taking this vacation, this leave, annual leave, like he called it, in one resort in Nigeria. One of those hotels, or one of these, because we're talking about promoting tourism, we're talking about showcasing our country. So what about he starts this? The president goes on a leave and stays in one of the resorts in the north or somewhere to make people know that those places, I mean, you can have your rest and your leave in one of our locations instead of coming out to France, UK, George, what about that?
Well, that's exactly part of the problem that we're having. You have Martha's Vineyard, where Martha's Vineyard is where most American presidents go to cool off in their own country, and it is protected from what our brother is saying, Alain Karaji, with the potential risk of exposing our secrets. When you're discussing some of these things, you don't know who is listening, you don't know what they have planted in your room. There's no way you can be sure. There's a little bit of a constitutional issue here. When the president leaves the country, he's supposed to formally hand over power to the vice president by notifying, the National Assembly. But it doesn't seem like that's been, happening regularly. Which some people are concerned about how things are being run back home. So these are part of the problems that we're, talking about. You go in for medical treatment. Why can't the doctor come to Nigeria? You can afford the doctor to come back to Nigeria. You can afford, the billions have already been spent in this presidential medical center where they're supposed to be doing things. Those doctors can be flown to from outside to come to Nigeria and do the treatment that is there. Why do you have to leave this, the country regularly, all the time, for medical reasons? Why can't we just bring that thing there? Use that money that you use in traveling to put together an elaborate, effective, efficient, medical center for yourself, where these doctors can fly overnight.
Let's take in some of the comments coming in. This is coming through WhatsApp, but it's coming from somebody watching. That's Dr. Kenneth Bandy says, globally, visionary leaders use their vacation to showcase the beauty and resilience of their countries, a form of quiet diplomacy and economic stimulation. He said, when Nigerians are tightening their belt under subsidy removal, raising inflation, and a weakened naira, their president is taking a 10-day vacation to Europe to project the wrong image to Nigeria, the wrong image that Nigeria is not good enough for its own leaders to rest in. And when leaders ask citizens austerity measures, but do not themselves lead by example, public confidence erodes. So that's coming in from Kenneth Bandy, and that's a very strong word. So we need to raise our voice. We need to, go ahead, George.
There are questions that I need to put out there to the audience, whether you're watching now or you're going to watch this program later. These are the questions that we need to ask. Is the government being straight with the people about the president's health and the reason for these trips? That's number one. You figure. How much is all this travel actually costing us, especially when budgets are so tight, even at this moment? Okay, that's another one. And what are the Nigerians getting out of it as a nation, under this president? Is the supposed foreign investments actually making life better for everyday people in Nigeria? So when we bring all this conversation, together and begin to be, intentional and truthful and transparent in answering them, we will see a lot of loopholes. I mean, we need help, but this is not really helping our nation.
No, it's not. Gentlemen, this issue we are talking about now needs to really be shouted at the rooftop, because our leaders go away with everything. We don't stop them. We don't, anything. They treat us like slaves, trample on us, do whatever they like. Raji. So it's not something we say and just keep quiet. The Nigerian youths and populists should stand up and at least protest against this incessant frequent trips that brings nothing. That doesn't help us economically. Just waste money. Raji?
Yes, yes. I agree with Sir George's postulations. That is
Mhm.
from the Honorable Bandi. You know, Nigeria is full of very, very intelligent, smart people. Unfortunately, regular pressure from government, misgovernment, had made us become quite laid back, even about pushing our own interests forward. We have become so. We now see government essentially as remote from us
Hmm. Hmm.
See,
until we get involved. You will hear people saying that it's government's money they are spending. Meanwhile,
no,
he
it's
doesn't
our money.
realize that he's part of government.
It's our money.
So
It's our
yes,
money.
it's our money. Is it?
He's
And that also stems from the fact that a lot of us don't pay the right tax, and therefore we don't think that we have any involvement in the expenditure of the resources that we give to the country. The country has no resources other than the taxes it collects from the people, and the they collect from what they take it in various forms. By removing the so-called subsidy on fuel, they have removed subsidy on CNG, which they were trying to ask people to go and convert their vehicles to natural gas. The natural gas was at 245 per cubic liter before. Now it is now 450. They have removed the so-called subsidy. It's a type of tax. But we people feel remote from government and think that they are spending government money, and we don't get involved. It's now time for us to reorientate our own thinking and get involved with governance.
Hmm. All right, gentlemen, we've really dived into this one, and I appreciate you guys for saying it as it is. From Tinubu departing for working vacation to something that makes the Friday updates more international. George, yesterday we saw Robert F. Kennedy defend his leadership of the United States Health Agency in a very hot hearing. We saw how they grilled him, lawmakers grilled him over his vaccine policies and some other health top issues. Why this concerns us is because that vaccine during the COVID really caused a lot of um, on both sides. Some people didn't agree. Some people agreed. So, George, tell us what was that grilling on JFK, JFK Jr. What was he trying to tell them? Because he one time believed in the vaccine. All of a sudden, he made a U-turn and said the vaccine was.
well, every single individual that is working under Trump must be a voice for Trump, so one
Okay.
way or the other. So the heated exchange, Kennedy faced aggressive questioning from both Democratic and Republican senators during the Senate Finance Committee hearing. Democrats accused him of restricting vaccine access and spreading misinformation, with some calling for his resignation. That's how far it went. It was a heated argument, as a matter of fact. Vaccine policies. He defended his controversial vaccine policies, including narrowing eligibility for COVID-19 booster and replacing CDC vaccine advisory panel members with critics of the vaccines. He argued that these changes were necessary to restore trust in CDC. But the point is this: he wasn't able to defend his policy. He wasn't able, because they grade him to the point. Even a lady called him a charlatan, and they insulted him openly, over some of these things. Even the firing of CDC director Kennedy confirmed that he fired the CDC director Susan Monarez, claiming she admitted to being untrustworthy. Morenez, in an op-ed, accused him of demanding she approve recommendations from the new vaccine panel. So, the country came together. The funniest part of it is you saw Republicans coming after him as if he was their opponent. You know, I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy. And I was watching it, and the fact was that most of these people that are in that position, they have no objective reasoning whatsoever to defend their position. They just say it and make a lot of noise, and that's exactly what it is. So a lot of people, Senator Bill Cassidy and John Barasco expressed concerns about his handling of vaccine guidance and the CDC highlighting a rare bipartisan critique. So that would tell Trump that this particular man is not representing him well. And whether he will openly let him go is the question. It remains yes.
The question. Thank you. Raji, let's have it in mind that Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
is a Democrat.
Yeah, and he's the son of the former Attorney General Robert Kennedy, also the name. And he's a nephew to John F. Kennedy, the one-time American president. Now, he's coming from a stock of leadership. Such people understand a lot of things, but he seems to be confused this time, because initially he was on the vaccine side, and all of a sudden he's bringing out this conspiracy theory.
So, Mark, I don't think he was ever on the vaccine side. Now there are hundreds and thousands of doctors who are against vaccination, who are against the vaccine alliance, because it has been noticed that it is quite unconscionable and unreasonable to start vaccinating children. Start vaccinating children who have not even developed the immunity to save themselves.
When I said he was racist, yes, it's true. If you follow him, in fact, yesterday the Democrats were able to pinpoint that. They said that to him. He had this previous assurance of backing the vaccine access. Yes, he had that assurance. He was giving that assurance. So they even said it yesterday in the hearing, George. I don't know if you had that too.
Yeah.
So ever since vaccination was recommended for children from birth, by the time a child is born, by the time he's about 10 months, he would have taken so many vaccines.
Okay.
And then they have also noted that against the incidence of ADHD in children, and they have seen where among the what do you call them, the Amish group who refuse vaccination for their children, the incidence of ADHD is very, very low. Let us be careful of that. And then there are so much, but the person who is actually pushing this vaccine agenda is Bill Gates. And I don't see how Bill Gates, who is not a medical doctor, will be the linchpin of the czar of those who are pushing vaccines. And then coming to COVID, I could see I refuse to take the COVID vaccines because I am enlightened enough to think that thing was not a vaccine, but a concoction that would be, because my understanding of vaccine is that you take a degraded version of the germ to put into the person, and then the person will develop immunity against that germ. Because the germ is degraded, it could build immunity against it. But what was being given as COVID vaccine was not exactly a vaccine. It was a concoction that they made, probably by AI, and it killed a lot of people.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
In finality of the whole entire thing, vaccine, we gotta be very careful when it comes to vaccine and children. Number one, my twin brother died as a result of penicillin vaccine. Both of us, when we took it, but he developed negative response over it, and before 24 hours, my twin brother was died. So, and that's one of the things, one of the ills of not checking, people's, resistance system to some of these vaccines, which is very, very clear. But but the question is, sometimes we have conspiracy theory over these issues. Now, some people are claiming that a lot of people that took vaccines are dying, and that something is happening, or whatever the case might be. No, some of these things are These are systems that prevent future problems like polio. A lot of people will tell you that because of as a result of vaccine, they were able to survive the polio in those days. No, these things are very, very important, especially with children that are always running among one another and all those type of things. But sometimes there are negative implications to them. But we cannot take the bathwater and throw the baby away altogether. We will learn how to be able to eat the meat and throw away the bones. Keep the
Thank you.
baby and throw away the bathwater. So let's be back.
All right, so viewers, you're tuned into Friday edition of the SSM International Update. We'll come back, gentlemen. Let's go have some glass of water and see you on the other side.
Cheers.
Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve.
A year ago, I wrote a book titled The Final Solution, and I was trying to say to the rest of the world that there are challenges ahead. Now, a prophecy did come, and that prophecy is coming to pass. But I'm telling you, the final solution has been found many years ago in the Bible, because the Bible simply says righteousness exalts a nation and sin is a reproach to the people. So I want you to know that we can get solutions to problems in Ukraine, in Russia, in Nigeria, indeed all parts of the world. We need that solution, and the solution is straightforward. Please get a copy of my book. It's the Final Solution by Bishop Schengen Johnson, and you can find it in Kindle, in Amazon. Just type Bishop Schengen Johnson, The Final Solution. It will come. It's very, very small book you can read within 2 hours, but it contains the final solution. Do get a copy. Not getting it is doing disservice to humanity. Don't forget the final solution.
Hi there, I'm Mary Keurig, and I am a businesswoman in the United States, but I'm also the Global Content Vice President for the Sub-Saharan Open University in Nigeria. I could not be prouder to work with Dr. Osita Anamika and his team on helping to create not just entrepreneurs and skill-based talent that will get out into the workforce and make a living for themselves, but also young leaders. And to that end, with this integrity-rich university environment that's accredited now, and it's just an amazing opportunity for anyone there of any age to jump on board and learn, we want to let you know about a new offering that we have. We have a global governance and diplomacy course now provided by a whole team of people that crosses several countries to put together these resources and lots of great information for those of you who might be on the path toward public service and diplomatic service, NGO leadership, that sort of thing. We hope that you will walk through this open door and enjoy.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Yeah, you're welcome back, gentlemen. Welcome back, viewers. Friday International Update. We rarely do hear any news from Portugal. It's one very beautiful country in Western Europe and very peaceful too. But something happened on Wednesday and is bringing the headlines all over most media rooms. There's this carriage that they have tourists use to move around the city. They call it funny cooler.
Funicula.
Yes, like a rail, like a train, but it hangs up. Yes, on Wednesday we saw one of them crash. George, did you guys hear the news from Canada? George, you can unmute. Don't worry.
Yeah. We had that news, from recent incident in Portugal, from Lisbon, Portugal. Incident, so on September 3rd, I believe, 2025, a carriage of on Lisbon iconic Gloria Funicular Railway derailed and crashed near what they call it Avenida da Liberdade, around 1815 local time, resulting in 16 fatality, and then injuring about 21 other people. So, the victims included Portuguese, America, South Korea, Canadian, German, Ukrainian, and Swiss nationals. A 3-year-old German child, but his father was, his father died and the mother was injured. So these are things. So the crash is suspected to have been caused by a cable fault, leading to loss of control and collision with a building. And investigation is still ongoing as we speak, and maintenance records are under review. But when you look about this, you look at the historical context of this. The Gloria Funicular, operating since 1885, is a national monument and vital for both tourists and residents, carrying about 3 million passengers annually. So it's really a tourist attraction, and it makes a lot of money for them. When you talk about the amount of people that get on those carriages, it is incredible. So our condolences to these people. They have declared a mourning, in a day of mourning for the Portuguese. So even we extend our condolences to the families that lost their loved ones, and speedy recovery for those that were injured.
Yes, indeed. Roger, did you guys hear the news from Nigeria? Tram like breaking down?
Yes.
Tell us.
Yes, we did. And as I did to George on his condolences to those who lost their lives, and the rapid recovery for those who were injured in the process. For a tram that has been on for almost 200 years, this I think is one of the first calamities that has happened on that river. It's very it's quite sad. Yes.
Quite sad. Now this also brings to discussion. Most of these, the Europeans actually love those archaic trams. Here in Milan, we have lots of them. They cherish it. In fact, they use such trams, those old ones. They use it for movies, photo shoots, weddings, and everything. But maybe it's time to rethink if they become very obsolete. George, do you guys have tram in Canada?
No, what we have is we have streetcars, and which is very popular in Canada and in San Francisco. So that's where you have streetcars. Yeah, so we don't have those funiculars right here. We don't use them. But I've been one traveling around the world. It's very fun. It's enjoyable.
Do you guys know that we have it in we used to have it anyway, but it packed up in Obudu Ranch, Cross River State, Nigeria.
Yeah, I heard about it.
We have the streetcar, the funicular thing, and but sadly, no maintenance. Those things are all packed up.
Is not with us at all.
No. It's not as if they packed up. It because of disuse. Because of disuse, yes. It's not as if they packed up or due to lack of maintenance. And then talking about those old street trams in Europe, modern equipment are built with a built-in obsolescence, so that they have a lifetime. Those old equipment were built to last forever, and therefore there's actually hardly any obsolescence built into it. So I think they hardly go obsolescent unless you want to put them aside and replace them.
Put them aside and replace them. But do you know it's a very beautiful way of movement too in a metropolitan city. I don't know why we've not looked into it in Lagos, for Lagos State or even Abuja. Last time Wike came to Abuja and Wike came to Milan, and instead of talking of how the Lombardia government could help him make Abuja a sophisticated metropolitan city, he came to the Lombardia government to talk about famine. I don't know who his aides were, who his people were. They misguided him on what to say when he was with the mayor of Lombardia. Lombardia is not known for farming. It's the south of Italy that is farming. Here, they can show you how to have beautiful metropolitan plan, the tram, the metro lines, the buses. Here we use electric buses, and it's beautiful. Everything works so well. So he came, I was looking at the meeting he had, and he was talking about farming. Clueless question, clueless discussion. He was wrong, totally wrong. All right, gentlemen.
I think we should be careful when we criticize our government functionaries. I think we should be careful.
No, but it's clueless. Clueless, I mean, how do you come to a man that sells goat meat, for example?
I agree.
You're talking about fish meat. Do you understand? So clueless is not an abusive word. It's clueless.
Ignorance is not an abusive word. It is like it's akin to going to an accountant and you want to discuss a brain surgeon.
Exactly.
I agree. So okay. I agree with you. Now there used to be tram systems in Lagos before, long before we started having all these railway lines. There used to be tram systems. They all carted away. There's also a case of is it Ido?
Yeah, the Ido terminal.
Yeah, Ido terminal, and then there's the electricity company that was in that area.
Okay.
It was coal-fired. It was supplying most of the power to Lagos. Okay. But at independence, we shut it down. There are many coal-powered electricity supply companies across Europe. A lot of what we generate with electricity in China is from coal. Britain still has a lot of coal-fired electricity corporations. But what we did as far back as 1960 something was to shut down our own coal generating plant, and every equipment there was shipped back to the UK. And I'm sure the UK is still using it.
Okay, gentlemen, one country that has gone far ahead of everybody, and they showed it in their latest military flexing. That's China. China has gone very far. We saw the display in this recent, they call it new generation weapon display. Gentlemen, I don't know if you guys followed that event on Monday, Tuesday, and even when Okay, so
Let's,
there you see the Chinese president Xi Jinping showing the world that they are the new country, they are the new order, and he had his friend there, Putin, and the other guy, George. Did you see?
yeah, I saw President Putin and Kim Jong-un, standing alongside, enjoying the muscle flexing, diplomatic
Muscle flexing.
move. That's what it is. China largest ever military parade, staged in Tiananmen Square.
Yeah.
It was massive, and it looked good. I don't care what anybody says. It looked very, very good. They really flexed their muscles there. So for the first time, China unveiled its full nuclear triad. Weapons capable of launching from land, sea, and air. Don't mess with us. So they said, don't think twice. Think twice before you start coming after us. The display featured truck-mounted laser, underwater AI drones, and robot wolves. Analysts say that the show of force was direct signal to the West, underscoring China's growing military ambition. So it's almost like, listen, we don't look for trouble. Though we don't look for trouble, if trouble comes to us, we are more than capable of dealing with it. So don't mess with us.
So don't mess with us. Yes, Raji.
It's all about.
Yes, that's what it is. Raji, what I did was I took my time. I'm a son of a military man, so I have this fascination for military weapons and all of those things. So I took my time to look at some of the things that were displayed, and I really saw some really heavy machines. There were hypersonic missiles that were displayed, and new hypersonic missiles. I saw the DF-17 and the anti-ship DF-26D. These are big gadgets. These are machines that will destroy a whole community in seconds, and there were more and more. Raji, did Nigeria follow with what China is doing to see that the Chinese have gone far, far ahead?
Now, there's what they call the violent rise and then peaceful rise. China has been able to go on with peaceful rise. They are not violent people, but they are of a long and ancient civilization, and they have armed themselves against any external aggression while developing the country and bringing more than 500 million people out of poverty. Meanwhile, because America is essentially, intrinsically a violent nation, it has developed all those armaments, all those weapons. Meanwhile, the people, there are more people homeless in America today than there have ever been before. And there are people are falling down into poverty. So it also shows when an empire is waning, is fading, and the display from the Chinese also indicates when an empire is rising. The Chinese empire has risen again. I heard Donald Trump's commentary that he's looking at India, Russia, North Korea, and China ganging against America. But it's not a gang up.
It's not a gang up. Okay. Yes. Gentlemen, what one of the highlights is that those weapons that were displayed are unstoppable, and they say they can evade missile defense system, so they can break through barriers of defense system and launch into anywhere their targets. Now, more interestingly, I noticed that the display also had human soldiers, female, male, armed guards, armed soldiers, and China showed the world that it has not just those weapons, but human fighters, human shields, human whatever you call them, and more women too. So they are using their number to also help in their security. George, We have that number, but nobody's interested in joining the army because the incentives and the welfare package and everything doesn't look appetizing to Nigerians. Or is that it, George?
But it's, I mean, some of these things are, comes by passion. Just like you have interest in military equipments and all those type of things. There are some people that just have that passion, natural passion to be in the military, either in the navy, as an a pilot, or or is foot soldier. So people have that desire. They are just meant for it. So uh, China have the population, but you have to also understand that China is not really a place where people exercise their own will per se, 100%. Some mandate might come where a lot of people are mandated to be, coming to this military. I don't know. I'm just speculating. So please don't tell me that I'm wrong. I'm just speculating that it's possible that most of them are even mandated to join or whatever the case might be. But also, I mean, the point is the nation have actually done so well. They reduced their population. They started fighting when they mandated that you can only have, a few, maybe one child per family. So they were killing a lot of female children, aborting them. Most of the time they will just allow the males to live, and then when if it's a female, they will abort it, then turns around, and when the male comes, they will allow the child to live. So to see a lot of female military soldiers being displayed is very, very welcoming. So they have shifted that imbalance to balance out now, which is good.
So China has taken the world stage. Displaying all this has put them on the global stage as a very strong country. You don't want to mess with China. Now, Raji, finally on this, don't you think North Korea is looking at this and likes this, and he's going to probably taking care of his citizens, people, going to producing arms and doing more of these warfare thing? Because another thing to consider is who are they fighting? Who's fighting? I mean, why do we want to promote armed warfare gadgets instead of promoting peace and love? Raji?
You see, the Chinese have a unique position, especially concerning Taiwan. And then they know that they have to arm themselves and get ready so that they cannot be oppressed by Americans. So they have quietly developed their own ammunitions and their own weaponry, mostly without the knowledge of the Americans about what they are doing until they bring it out. And then they do not use the same Google Maps that America is using. They have their own system of checking coordinates, so that America cannot be able to control them, or America cannot shut down the global system on them. They have their own global system. But then there's something that was noticed in the parade. There were a group of people who were wearing a blue beret. Now, blue beret is actually for those who are on peaceful missions. So China is also giving notice that we are for peace. That if there's a war, we are ready.
But let's not misunderstand the fact that there's been a lot of news concerning China and India squabbles, China and Philippines squabbles, and China has been the aggressors. Going to the sea, using force to remove these people from their own place and try to displace them. So it's happened a lot, recently. And these are factual news. It's not made up news. So we see that being reported from India, being reported from Philippines, that China has become aggressive when it comes to dealing with them. And sometimes they use this water pressure thing to fight against this, Navy Navy boats and all that kind of stuff. So they are a little bit impetuous when it comes to certain things that they do. So let's not just say that they are people of peace. Yeah, they might not be going to war, but they flex their muscles also on the sea, and they try to trouble these.
But George, when you have all these heavy machines, you obviously want to flex your muscles. I mean, if I own a gun, sometimes I might just want to shoot at the air, even, pop. So people know that. Listen, there's a gun here. so maybe that's why they flex the muscle. Because
also, please let us note when George was talking about lack of freedom in China. Let us note that there's only an illusion of freedom in the US. After the Patriot Act mandates the US government to do whatever it can do with you. They can put you under surveillance.
Gentlemen,
they can restrict your movement.
Let's crop it up with the story from Nigeria. We're talking of security now. We're talking of surveillance and all of this. Now there's a governor, the governor of Zamfara, and we know Zamfara State, north of Nigeria, is one of the hard-hitting points for insurgency, terrorism. Now, the governor came out yesterday to say, I can end banditry in Zamfara within 2 months if given control of security agencies. That's a heavy thing to say, George. Did you hear the governor say that? Governor Lawal?
Yes.
So,
Dauda Lawal.
Dauda Lawal. Now,
he made a very bold promise, the pledge. It says that he could end the state's brutal banditry crisis within just 2 months. Now, this is only possible if given direct control over federal security agencies operating in the state. Now he reasoned that the governor claims to have a precise real-time intelligence on bandits leaders, locations, and via his phone, but he is powerless to act without orders from Abuja. Now, he expresses deep frustration, saying that he often shed tears for the people due to his perceived lack of authority. Now, it is a dangerous thing that he's asking, if the military cannot stop these people, the military cannot stop them, and he wants security agencies to be under his control, that could become very, very dangerous. Honestly, critics, some of the people that were listening to him and say, oh, you want us to give you military or security agencies that they will be under your own control, outside of the control of the federal government? Now that's asking for too much. In Nigeria federal structure, the armed forces, police, intelligence agencies are under the exclusive control of the federal government. A state governor cannot be granted total control of these agencies without a what you call fundamental and unlikely change to the Nigerian constitution. This makes the entire premise of his condition legally unworkable. So he wants to make news. He wants to make news. That's what I'm seeing Dauda say doing.
Okay.
Because if under the federal government that can declare a state of emergency in River State, they can also declare a state of emergency in Zamfara and send their military men over there to wipe out these people with the help of the governor. You don't need to be in control of them.
Now, apart from he's trying to show off, the opposite APC party says that he has been harboring bandits, and he during his campaign time they said he would deliver to end insecurity within 2 months. Now he's saying he needs the security arm to do it. But Reggie, what does he know? That what is he trying to say? There's an uncoded word he's trying to say that we don't know.
I'm surprised that Sir George didn't catch the meaning of what the man was saying. And we have all suspected this, that there seems to be complicity between our security forces and the bandits. There have been cases where I've seen a video where a group of people have been displaced from their village, wanted to go back to their village, but they were stopped by the military. And they were stopped by the military from going to their village. We've heard stories of where the bandits will come in first. When they are repelled, they will go back. The military will come in to disarm the people, and then the bandits will come back later and wipe out the village. There seems to be some complicity between the Nigerian government at the highest level in the security forces and the bandits. And therefore, that's exactly what this man is saying.
So what you're saying, that what you are alleging is that he feels like he's trying to expose, So how would him being given complete control over the military or the security agencies, how would that overcome this particular, allegations that you're making?
Now, you see, now he is not exactly saying that they should give the command to him. Now, if the police in the state come under his direct control, then he can be able to do whatever he needs to do. They don't necessarily have to have the army in it. In most of the north, there's this Hisbah police. They are being used to curb some of these insurgencies. And then, as long as there's a clear distinction between those who are insurgents, the bandits, and probably a superior command from anywhere outside the state, they are easily captured and they are easily restrained. So the man knows what he's saying because he's in the security group of the federal government.
Okay. Can I just I mean, okay. These things that we are saying, why is he not bold enough to come and say what he wants to say rather than talking in riddles? I mean, I don't understand.
He can't do that.
Why not?
Do that.
Why not?
Unless he wants to commit. You see, it is not everything that you say "bua" with your mouth. There are certain ways you say it, and then the person who has understanding will know what you are saying.
That's a possible. There's confusion here.
Okay.
There's confusion here because what he's saying, I'm able to do this if this happens, if that happens. That's what he's saying. Now, if there are hidden reasons behind what he's saying, we don't know what it is. We can actually begin to suggest, well, maybe he means this, or the reason why he's saying that is that or this. So I mean, there is no reason for him not to come out and say like this if he's bold enough.
If I were the governor, I would take certain responsibilities because I'm known as the head of the security person in my state. I will start organizing from the community to the local government to the state level for local vigilantes who will take care of the security of their community.
All right, gentlemen. It's a deep one. The Nigerian insurgency.
It's really deep because listen, Northwest is deeply entrenched, multifaceted problem, driven by factors like poverty, unemployment, vast illegal arms trade, ethnic tensions, and complex criminal ecosystem. Is so entrenched in them that this mouthing off is I mean, come on.
But on top of that, yesterday there was a good news that troops were able to kill 13 suspected bandits in Benue State and Plateau State. I don't know if you guys heard that. ISWAP terrorists, and they recovered arms, large number of arms from them. So that was the good news added to that.
The better news would be when this Bello Turiji, who is known by the government, is arrested or eliminated. That Bello Turiji. All these other ones they are doing is like clearing the bush. Meanwhile the main tree is there in the bush. You are just looking around it.
The main forest. Okay. All right. Listen, guys, you've done it. Beautiful outing throughout the week. George, thank you for taking your time to be on this and give this beautiful updates. Raji, we appreciate all you do. So until we come again next week, let's go have a beautiful day. Do you guys have anything to say, George, like you normally do? What are those last words?
I always do. I also bless my beloved country, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and may the Lord grant the leaders the wisdom to take our country to that possible paradise we want to be in, so that we diasporans can easily come home and help like Tinubu was asking us to do. Let there be roads, water, and light. These are the little simple necessities of life that will make it easier for us to come back and live a little similar lifestyle that we are used to in the diaspora. So thank you so very much. May the Lord continue to protect Nigeria and grant us fruitful lands, so that we can eat organic food, to the fullest, rather than some of these GMOs that we are fighting against.
Interesting.
I wish all of us a very, very happy weekend. Let us show love to each other. Let us smile at the next person instead of frowning at the person. Let us spread love and peace among us.
Thank you, guys. Until then, viewers, God bless you. Bye-bye.